Our next All-Star, we go to Plattsburgh, of course, home of the Tigers, and Coach McNeely there, Herbert, took over the job this year after, of course, being the football coach for the last couple of years. And I know talking to him on and off the record at the beginning, he was kind of nervous about that. He's a football coach in a basketball coach's clothing, kind of, so to speak. And I think most of us were pretty impressed with the way this team came together and the number of games they were able to win. And one big piece of that is a freshman, a person who might have a chance to be a four-time All-Star. We don't get very many of those. And Jackie Green.
First off, I want to thank Chris and Brian and Doug and everybody for putting this on. I know that everybody's been saying that all day. And, you know, it really is a privilege. I've got to sit through a bunch of these football ones. And, you know, going from football to girls basketball was a huge change for me. And probably one of the biggest reasons that we had some success this year was because of Jackie Graham. Before I get into Jackie, I got to tip my hat and applaud high school basketball coaches, because I took this job in May of last year kind of as a stopgap because they didn't have anybody. And I thought, oh, girls basketball classes are going to do this. No pressure at all. We won 3 games in 3 years. So I was like, I can do this. And then I get into the basketball season, and I mean, it's an every night job. If you're not playing, you're scouting, you're breaking down film. And I mean, I applaud high school basketball coaches. Parents, you know how many hours your kids spend in the gym. You double or triple that, and that's how many hours those coaches are at the job working. And for Coach Belcher to win a state title and get there back-to-back years, that's a tough task. I mean, because to stay motivated through February is awful hard. And, you know, I came from football. We just got thumped by Maryville on a Wednesday night. Basketball practice started on Monday, and I just took a deep breath, you know, probably 2 weeks ago when it all got over with the Banquet and checking in equipment. It was nuts. And I just don't think parents understand how many hours coaches actually spend doing it. And, you know, I just want to say thanks to Coach Gordon, and even though Coach Kemper makes fun of me all the time, I want to thank him, because I talked to a lot of different coaches. I didn't know what I was doing. I got in way over my head. And we won 10 games this year, and all this because probably of Jackie Graham. I mean, she could probably play on anybody's team here. She's a great athlete. She's got good genes. Her dad's an all-state football player. She runs with the basketball in her hands faster than most people just flat out sprint. And you know, when I call timeout because I didn't know what's going on, just to calm everybody down, I just look at Jackie and be like, "You got to get us out of this situation because I don't know what I'm doing, and you do. So please help." And she did. She played in 23 games. She was injured for 3 of them. She scored in double figures in 18 of those games. You know, all we did was focus on defense during practice. And, you know, I'm not trying to teach mechanics of shooting a basketball. And, you know, Jackie was a defensive stopper. I mean, she led our team in steals. She had 6 steals a game. She averaged 12 points a game. And as a freshman, you know, a true point guard, and especially in girls basketball, someone that can handle the ball consistently throughout the game. She only averaged 2.2 turnovers a game in 23 games as a freshman. And, you know, we saw a lot of pressure because we weren't very good the last couple of years. And at the end of the year, we started getting better. And I started figuring out, you know, what I was doing a little bit and with the help of a lot of people. And Jackie kind of started to lead the team as a freshman. And once we started to figure out our roles, we just started to get a little bit better and a little bit better. And Jackie's point total started to go up. Her charges started to go up. And like I said, we really focus on defense. And one of the big stats is how many steals she can get, how many charges she can get, what are her hustle numbers. And you know, I was really impressed just by her ability to stay in the game, because she'd look at me like, I need to blow. I'd be like, you're not coming out in the game. And she'd be like, I need to blow. I'm like, then you better throw it up out of bounds, because that's the one break you're going to get because you're not coming out. And so she just looked at me, she'd be mad, and she'd go, okay. And so, you know, I'll be doing it again next year, and man, it gets in your blood, because I'm pretty excited about it. And I never thought I'd say that, especially being a football coach. And so, you know, it's a long season, but it makes it a short season when you got kids like Jackie who are motivated all year long, and they want to go, they want to go, they want to go. And So I appreciate Jackie and all her efforts, and for the next 3 years, look out, because she's probably going to be a pretty good player if I don't screw her up.
Our next all-star is from Plattsburgh as well. I didn't apparently do from Plattsburgh, Austin Reeves is our all-star. I didn't see Coach Dickerson here. I don't see him getting up, so I'm assuming they are not here. Austin, obviously, a heck of an athlete. He is a multiple-time selection basketball and football. He is off to Benedictine College next year to play wide receiver for the Ravens. So a heck of an athlete there out of Plattsburgh. Next we would go to Savannah. I don't think they're here either. There was all-star Kate Gallagher, who I don't think needs an introduction in this room. Kate is one of those kids that can do absolutely anything. She's won a state golf championship. She's been all-conference at all-state volleyball. She's a heck of a soccer player. Has been multiple-time all-star in basketball as well. She's headed to the University of Missouri to play golf for the Tigers. So obviously a very good athlete there as well. And Smithville, also one of those that's not here. Their all-star is Alex Olson, and she's had a career down there as well. What do you want to try to put numbers on her, because I can't remember exactly. I wouldn't want to sell her short. Up next then is the St. Joe Central girls. Of course, their head coach Kevin Killing, one of the winningest coaches in the state of Missouri in girls basketball history. And his all-star is Abby Eagleberger, who when we got to see him when they came to Cameron for the tournament, her teammates put on a heck of a show. They had one fantastic year. In fact, for the girls coaches who know Staley, a team that made a pretty good run in the Class 4 state playoffs. This team beat them 3 times in a matter of about a week and a half. And a big part of that was Abby Eagleberger.
Two miracles there, just getting up. I didn't trip coming up the steps, and I think I ate my whole meal without getting any food on me, so that's a good start. I'd like to thank Chris and Quick Radio for having us here, and for this opportunity, Ivy for having the food, and North Central for hosting us. It's my privilege to introduce Abby Eagleberger. She was our point guard. She did everything for us. She led us in steals, led us assists. She was an all-league player. She's in the big suburban. She's an all-league player, all-district player, all-city player. So every team I think she could possibly be on, she was on. Very proud of her. She was a leader for our team. And every night when we go out on the floor, when we play in the big suburban, we're going to play big competition, and she had to be ready. And she kept us ready and really did a super job. It's my privilege to give her this platform.
We'll stay with St. Joe Central next and go to the guys' side. Their head coach, of course, is Neil Hook, a guy who got kind of a dose of my job here towards the end of the year. I know our friends over in St. Joe were doing some playoff games down the stretch there, and Coach was kind enough to join them on the booth. I guess to talk to the districts and say, Coach, what do you think? He's like,